So, here's what's really going down. Meghan Markle just got blocked, and no, not in the soft, social media kind of way. This is a full-on industry lockout. We're talking about fashion's elite quietly showing her the exit, and it's not subtle. Balenciaga, yes, that Balenciaga, has effectively shut its doors on her, bolted them shut, and tossed away the key. And before you think that's exaggerated, let's unpack what really happened. Picture the scene: Paris Fashion Week, flashing lights, high-end couture, and the most powerful names in style gathered in one glittering city. Then Meghan appears, strutting confidently in an outfit that looked strikingly similar to Balenciaga's latest collection. The silhouette, the fabric, the attitude, it all screamed Balenciaga, except it wasn't. And in the high-stakes world of luxury fashion, imitation isn't seen as flattery, it's an offense. Especially when the brand in question thrives on exclusivity, shock value, and originality. Balenciaga doesn't just design clothing, it defines trends and controls narratives. So when Meghan's outfit echoed their designs without consent, she crossed a silent but powerful line, and that one misstep triggered a ripple effect that no PR spin could contain. Sources from inside Paris's tight-knit fashion scene began whispering. Not just about the look, but about Meghan herself. Words like unpredictable and trying too hard started circulating. They say she's desperate to rejoin an elite world she once turned her back on. And worse, that she isn't simply inspired by fashion anymore, she's reproducing it. See, behind the glamour, luxury fashion operates like a secret society. When celebrities are invited to fittings, they're not just trying on dresses, they're seeing sketches, unreleased pieces, mood boards, creative secrets. It's a sacred level of trust. And once that trust is broken, you're out. Quietly, permanently, and without explanation. That's where Meghan stands now. Invitations, gone. Stylists, suddenly unavailable. Calls, unanswered. Her name is being erased from guest lists and event lineups. Insiders whisper there's now an unspoken rule: don't invite her. Because to many in fashion, Meghan Markle is no longer a muse, she's a risk. One stylist was even quoted saying, "She demands exclusivity before she's earned it." That's fashion code for, she wants the privilege without respecting the process. And in that world, the game is everything. But to be fair, this didn't come out of thin air. Meghan's relationship with fashion has always been complicated. Every time she attempts a major style moment, it seems to backfire. Either it feels forced, or it sparks unnecessary drama. And this latest Balenciaga episode didn't just cause drama, it detonated it. Insiders say she'd been reaching out through middlemen, stylists, PR friends, to strengthen connections with top houses. But when Balenciaga realized how closely her look mirrored theirs, those quiet networking doors slammed shut. What followed next was the industry's harshest punishment, the invisible blacklist. It's never written, never announced. But it's real. And when you're on it, everything changes. Invitations vanish. Makeup artists stop returning calls. You go from front row celebrity to total ghost. That's where Meghan is headed. What makes it even more shocking? This wasn't some red carpet stunt or calculated PR move. It was just another public appearance, but it exposed just how fragile her standing in high fashion really is. One copied outfit, one viral comparison, and suddenly Balenciaga had seen enough. And it doesn't stop there. When a powerhouse brand takes a stand, others pay attention. Dior, Givenchy, Louis Vuitton, they're all watching closely. Because fashion, at its core, isn't about beauty or creativity. It's about control. And no luxury house wants to associate with someone they can't predict. Meghan had hoped to reintroduce herself to high fashion, to stage a comeback. Instead, she walked right into her own PR trap. The fallout is spreading, silently, strategically. In this industry, they don't send warning letters, they send signals. And every signal right now is flashing red. PR agencies are quietly backing away. Stylists who once called her a dream client now claim they're overbooked. Even photographers are adjusting their angles, she's literally being cropped out of event shots. But what's truly fueling this exile isn't just one dress, it's distrust. See, designers open their studios to stars believing that what's inside stays inside. But whispers claim Meghan's team has been replicating designs seen in private viewings, commissioning local designers to recreate similar pieces and wearing them publicly without credit. That's an unforgivable sin in fashion. Because it's not just about taste, it's about intellectual property. And if there's even a suspicion that you're exploiting that trust, doors don't just close. They slam, permanently. Insiders say the final straw was how confidently she wore that look, as if she assumed Balenciaga would be honored. But to them, it came off as arrogance. One Paris-based creative director summed it up: she acts like access is a right, not a privilege. And in fashion, access is everything. Then came the bigger theory, that this wasn't a mistake, but a strategy. Rumors spread that Meghan might be preparing to launch her own fashion label, using insights she picked up from luxury designers. If true, it means her fashion admiration was really reconnaissance. That theory raced through Milan, New York, and Paris, and it completely shifted the tone. Designers didn't just feel offended, they felt used. As one editor put it, she's not collaborating with fashion. She's harvesting from it. And that's why this story isn't fading. Meanwhile, Balenciaga, still recovering from its own public controversies, couldn't afford another headline linked to stolen designs. So when Meghan's look went viral for resembling theirs, it wasn't just bad timing, it was dangerous for them. From then on, the whispers turned into action. Stylists declined her calls. PR teams added new clauses barring her from early access to unreleased collections. Brands began quietly flagging her name on internal lists, all polite ways of saying, she's out. And here's the cruel truth, fashion doesn't forget. Once you're labeled a liability, your reputation sticks. Even other celebrities start to distance themselves, not because they hate you, but because they fear being next. And for someone like Meghan, whose image has always been her strongest weapon, that's devastating. Fashion thrives on mystique and quiet confidence, and lately, Meghan's been seen as the opposite: loud, exposed, and overly curated. Every move she makes gets analyzed. Every outfit is dissected. And in an industry that worships subtlety, that kind of visibility is poison. Behind those velvet ropes and exclusive invitations, the decision's already been made. Meghan Markle crossed a line she didn't even see. Balenciaga didn't make a statement, they didn't have to. In fashion, silence cuts deeper than any official announcement. Her name just stopped appearing. Her team tried damage control, releasing phrases like forward-thinking, inspired, future-driven. But insiders weren't convinced. They weren't asking what she wore, they were asking why. If that was her plan, it backfired spectacularly. Dior, Givenchy, and other houses have tightened their access lists. PR firms refuse to comment. The message is crystal clear: no one wants to be dragged into another originality scandal. Even journalists who once praised her transformation are stepping back. Because in fashion, trust is the fabric that holds everything together. When that fabric tears, the illusion collapses. This story isn't just about clothes, it's about credibility. Meghan tried to project power by copying the aesthetics of powerful brands, forgetting that in this world, power isn't borrowed, it's earned. So where does this leave her? Maybe planning a label of her own, but if she does, perception will kill it before it begins. The only real move left is silence. Because Meghan Markle isn't cancelled. She's muted. She had everything, the story, the face, the legacy. But fashion doesn't care about legacy, it cares about aura. And right now, hers feels broken. She wanted to be the next royal style icon. Instead, she's become the whispered cautionary tale, the muse that never was. In a world where your outfit can open doors before you even speak, Meghan Markle's style started speaking too loudly, too soon, without permission. And now, the industry is answering, in its favorite language, absolute silence.